Chapter 1 might be set a work thus through the year, and that murder would grow to an occupation, that a Chapter 1000 it might follow without danger of law. Zounds, I warrant I should be warden of the company. Come. Chapter 50 let us be going, and we'll bait at Rochester, where. Chapter 1 I'll give thee a gallon of sack to hansel the match. Withal. Chapter 2 Mr. Bullen says that such a line as this might have come straight out of Tamburlaine. He goes on, but in no other part of the play can we find a trace of Marlowe's influence. Cf. He sent a shaggy, tottered, staring slave, that when he speaks draws out his grisly beard, and winds it twice or thrice about his ear, whose face has been a grindstone for men's swords. Jew of Malta, IV. And Shakespeare S. They brought one pinch, a hungry, lean-faced villain, a needy, hollow-eyed, sharp-looking wretch, a living dead man. Chapter 100 of Errors v. Chapter 2 all to torn, entirely torn. To in the sense of asunder was commonly emphasized by all. Cf. Her wings were all to ruffled. Camus 380. Chapter 2 seam rent, torn at the seams. Seam rent fellows, Ben Jonson. Chapter 2 imitated in Yarrington's two tragedies. Grace me no graces, I respect no grace, but with a grace to give a graceless stab. Chapter 2 I have inserted follow. Scene 2. Chapter 50 Auden, a street near St. Paul S. Enter Michael. Chapter 1099 Hail, I have gotten such a letter as will touch the painter, and thus it is. Here enters Arden and Franklin, and here's Michael read this letter. My duty remembered, Mistress Susan, hoping in God. You be in good health, as I Michael was at the. Chapter 1000 aching hereof, this is to certify you that as the turtle true, when she hath lost her mate, sitteth alone, so I mourning for your absence do walk up and down Paul, till one day I fell asleep and. Chapter 50 Os my master's pantoffles, ah, Mistress Susan. Abolish that paltry painter, cut him off by the shins with a frowning look of your crabbed countenance, and think upon Michael, who, drunk with the dregs of your favor, will cleave as fast to your. Chapter 50 Ove as a plaster of pitch to a galled horseback. Thus hoping you will let my passions penetrate, or rather impetrate mercy of your meek hands, I end. Yours, Michael, or else not Michael. Arden, why you paltry knave? Stand you here loitering, knowing my affairs? What haste my business craves to send to Kent? 20. Franklin, faith, friend Michael, this is very ill. Knowing your master hath no more but you. And do ye slack his business for your own? Arden, where is the letter, Sirrah? Let me see it. Then he gives him the letter. See, Master Franklin, here's proper stuff. Susan my maid, the painter and my man. A crew of harlots, all in love, forsooth. Sirrah, let me hear no more of this. Nor for thy life, once write to her a word. Here enters Green, Will and Shakebag. Wilt thou be married to so base a trull? 30. Tease Mosby's sister, come I once at home. Chapter 1 I'll rouse her from remaining in my house. Now, Master Franklin, let us go walk in Paul S. Chapter 100 but a turn or two, and then away. Green, the first is Arden, and that's his man. The other is Franklin, Arden's dearest friend. Will, zounds, I'll kill them all three. Green, nay, sirs, touch not his man in any case. But stand close, and take you fittest standing. And at his coming forth speed him, 40. To the Nag's Head, there is this coward's haunt. But now, I'll leave you till the deed be done. Shakebag, if he be not paid his own, ne'er trust Shakebag. Will, Sirrah Shakebag, at his coming forth I'll run him through, and then to the Blackfriars, and there take water and away. Shakebag, why, that's the best, but see thou miss him not. Will, How can I miss him when I think on the 40? Angels, I must have more. Here enters Prentice. Prentice, 'tis very late, I were best shut up my stall. For here will be old filching, when the press comes. 4th of Paul's, 52. Will, zounds, draw Shakebag, I am almost killed. Prentice, will tame you, I warrant. Will, zounds, I am tame enough already. Here enters Arden, Franklin, and Michael. Arden, what troublesome fray or mutiny is this? Franklin, 'tis nothing but some brabling paltry fray. Chapter 500, Advised to pick men's pockets in the throng. Arden, is nothing else. Come, Franklin, let's away. Will, what mends shall I have for my broken head? 60. Prentice, marry this mends that if you get you not. Away all the sooner, you shall be well beaten and sent to the counter. Will, well, I'll be gone, but look to your signs, for I'll pull them down all, Shakebag my broken head. Grieves me not so much as by this means Arden hath escaped. Here enters Green. Chapter 1, had a glimpse of him and his companion. Green, why, sirs, Arden's as well as I met him and Franklin going merrily to the ordinary. What, dare you not do it? 71. Will, yes, sir, we dare do it, but were my consent to give again, we would not do it under £10. Chapter 1000, or, I value every drop of my blood at a French. Chapter 100, Roan, I have had £10 to steal a dog, and we have no more here to kill a man, but that a bargain. Chapter 1, a bargain, and so forth, you should do it yourself. Green, I pray thee, how came thy head broke? Will, why thou seest it is broke, dost thou not? 79. Shakebag, standing against a stall, watching Arden S. Chapter 100, Oming, a boy let down his shop window and broke his head, whereupon arose a brawl, and in the tumult Arden escaped us, and passed by unthought. On, but forbearance is no acquittance. Another time will do it, I warrant thee. Green, I pray thee, Will, make clean thy bloody brow, and let us bethink us on some other place, where Arden may be met with handsomely. Remember how devoutly thou hast sworn to kill the villain. Think upon thine oath. 90. Will, tush, I have broken 500 oaths. But wouldst thou charm me to effect this deed? Tell me of gold, my resolution's fee. Say thou seest Mosby kneeling at my knees, offering me service for my high attempt, and sweet Alice Arden, with a lap of crowns. Chapter 100, Ohms with a lowly curtsy to the earth, saying, take this but for thy quarterage. Such yearly tribute will I answer thee. Why, this would steal soft-mettled cowardice 100, with which black will was never tainted yet. Chapter 1, Tell thee, Green, the forlorn traveller, whose lips are glued with summer's parching heat, ne'er longed so much to see a running brook, as I to finish Arden's tragedy. Seest thou this gore that cleaveth to my face? From hence ne'er will I wash this bloody stain, till Arden's heart be panting in my hand. Green, why, that's well said, but what saith Shakebag? Shakebag, I cannot paint my valor out with words. 110. But give me place and opportunity, such mercy as the starven lioness, when she is dry sucked of her eager young, shows to the prey that next encounters her. On Arden so much pity would I take. Green, so should it fare with men of firm resolve. And now, sirs, seeing that this accident of meeting him in Paul's hath no success. Chapter 50, Let us bethink us of some other place, whose earth may swallow up this Arden's blood. Here enters Michael. See, yonder comes his man, and wot you what? The foolish knave's in love with Mosby's sister, and for her sake, whose love he cannot get, unless Mosby solicit his suit. The villain hath sworn the slaughter of his master. We'll question him, for he may stead us much. How now, Michael, whither are you going? Chapter 1099, Hail, my master hath new supped, and I am going to prepare his chamber. Green, where supped Master Arden, 130. Chapter 1099. Hail, at the Nag's Head at the 18 pence. Ordinary, how now Master Shakebag, what? Black Will, God's dear lady, how chance your face is so bloody. Will, go to Sirrah, there is a chance in it, this sauciness. Chapter 1, and you will make you be knocked. Chapter 1099. Hail, nay, and you be offended, I'll be gone. Green, stay, Michael, you may not escape us so. Chapter 1099. Hail, I know you love your master well. Chapter 1099. Hail, why so I do, but wherefore urge you that? Green, because I think you love your mistress better. Chapter 1099. Hail, so think not I, but say I faith what if I should. Shakebag, come to the purpose, Michael, we hear 143. You have a pretty love in Feversham. Chapter 1099. Hail, why have I 2 or 3, what's that to thee? Will, you deal too mildly with the peasant, thus it is. 'Tis known to us that you love Mosby's sister. We know besides that you have ta'en your oath to further Mosby to your mistress' bed, and kill your master for his sister's sake. Now, sir, a poorer coward than yourself 150 was never fostered in the coast of Kent. How comes it, then, that such a knave as you? Chapter 500. Or swear a matter of such consequence. Green, ah, Will. Will, tush, give me leave, there's no more but this. Sith thou hast sworn, we dare discover all. And hadst thou, or shouldst thou utter it, we have devised a complat underhand. Whatever shall betide to any of us, to send thee roundly to the devil of hell 160. And therefore thus, I am the very man. Chapter 1000. Arced in my birth hour by the destinies, to give an end to Arden's life on earth. Thou but a member, but to whet the knife, whose edge must search the closet of his breast. Thy office is but to appoint the place, and train thy master to his tragedy. Chapter 1001. Knee to perform it when occasion serves. Then be not nice, but here devise with us how and what way we may conclude his death. 170. Shakebag, so shalt thou purchase Mosby for thy friend, and by his friendship gain his sister's love. Green, so shall thy mistress be thy favourer, and thou disburdened of the oath thou made. Chapter 1099. Hail, well, gentlemen, I cannot but confess, sith you have urged me so apparently, that I have vowed my master Arden's death, and he whose kindly love and liberal hand. Chapter 500. Oth challenge naught but good deserts of me. Chapter 1. Will deliver over to your hands 180. This night come to his house at Aldersgate. The doors I'll leave unlocked against you come. No sooner shall ye enter through the latch, over the threshold to the inner court, but on your left hand shall you see the stairs. That leads directly to my master's chamber. There take him, and dispose him as ye please. Now it were good we parted company. What I have promised, I will perform. Will, should you deceive us, 'twould go wrong with you 190. Chapter 1099. Hail, I will accomplish all I have revealed. Will, come, let's go drink. Collar makes me as dry as a dog 190. Chapter 1099. Hail, thus feeds the lamb securely on the down, whilst through the thicket of an arbor brake the hunger-bitten wolf orpreys his haunt, and takes advantage for to eat him up. Harmless Arden, how hast thou misdone, that thus thy gentle life is levelled at? The many good turns that thou hast done to me 200. Now must I quittance with betraying thee. Chapter 1. That should take the weapon in my hand, and buckler thee from ill-intending foes. Chapter 500. O lead thee with a wicked fraudful smile, as unsuspected, to the slaughterhouse. So have I sworn to Mosby and my mistress. So have I promised to the slaughtermen. And should I not deal currently with them? Their lawless rage would take revenge on me. Tush, I will spurn at mercy for this once 210. Chapter 50. At Pity Lodge where feeble women lie. Chapter 1. Am resolved and Arden needs must die. Chapter 2. Michael's letter is a curious effort at euphuism which calls to mind love's labor, lost. Note the fabulous natural history, the alliteration, and the alliterative proverb. Chapter 2. Old filching equals rare filching. Cf. Yonder's old coil at hand. Much ado v. Chapter 2. The counter was a London prison. Act 3. Scene 1. A room in Franklin's house, at Aldersgate. Enter Arden and Franklin. Arden, no Franklin, no, if fear or stormy threats. Chapter 1. F. Love of me or care of womanhood. Chapter 1. F. Fear of God or common speech of men, who mangle credit with their wounding words, and couch dishonor as dishonor buds. Chapter 1001. GHT join repentance in her wanton thoughts. No question then, but she would turn the leaf, and sorrow for her dissolution. But she is rooted in her wickedness, perverse and stubborn, not to be reclaimed. 10. Good counsel is to her as rain to weeds, and reprehension makes her vice to grow, as Hydra's head that plenished by decay. Her faults, methink, are painted in my face, for every searching eye to overread, and Mosby's name, a scandal unto mine. Chapter 1. S. Deeply trenched in my blushing brow. Ah, Franklin, Franklin, when I think on this. Chapter 1000. Why heart's grief rends my other powers. Worse than the conflict at the hour of death. 20. Franklin, gentle Arden, leave this sad lament. She will amend, and so your griefs will cease. Or else she'll die, and so your sorrows end. Chapter 1. F. Neither of these two do haply fall. Yet let your comfort be that others bear your woes, twice doubled all with patience. Arden, my house is irksome, there I cannot rest. Franklin, then stay with me in London, go not home. Arden, then that base Mosby doth usurp my room, and makes his triumph of my being thence 30. At home or not at home, where'er I be. Here it lies, ah Franklin, here it lies. That will not out till wretched Arden dies. Here enters Michael. Franklin, forget your griefs a while, here comes your man. Arden, what o'clock is't, Sirrah? Chapter 1099. Hail, almost 10. Arden, see, how runs away the weary time. Chapter 100. Master Franklin, shall we go to bed? Exeunt Arden and Michael, man at Franklin. Franklin, I pray you go before, I'll follow you. Ah, what a hell is fretful jealousy. 40. What pity-moving words, what deep-fetched sighs, what grievous groans and overlading woes accompanies this gentle gentleman. Now will he shake his care-oppressed head, then fix his sad eyes on the sullen earth, ashamed to gaze upon the open world. Now will he cast his eyes up towards the heavens. Chapter 50. Ooking that ways for redress of wrong. Sometimes he seeketh to beguile his grief, and tells a story with his careful tongue. 50. Then comes his wife's dishonor in his thoughts, and in the middle cutteth off his tale, pouring fresh sorrow on his weary limbs. So woebegone, so inly charged with woe, was never any lived and bear it so. Here enters Michael. Chapter 1099. Hail, my master would desire you come to bed. Franklin, is he himself already in his bed? Chapter 1099. Hail, he is, and fain would have the light away. Conflicting thoughts, encamped in my breast, awake me with the echo of their strokes. 60. And I, adjudged to censure either side. Chapter 100. And give to neither wished victory. Chapter 1000. Why master's kindness pleads to me for life, with just demand, and I must grant it him. Chapter 1000. Why mistress she hath forced me with an oath, For Susan's sake, the which I may not break. For that is nearer than a master's love. That grim-faced fellow, pitiless Black Will. And Shakebag, stern in bloody stratagem. Two rougher ruffians never lived in Kent, 70. Have sworn my death, if I infringe my vow. A dreadful thing to be considered of. Chapter 1000. Thinks I see them with their bolstered hair, staring and grinning in thy gentle face, and in their ruthless hands their daggers drawn. Chapter 1. Insulting o'er thee with a peck of oaths, whilst thou submissive, pleading for relief, art mangled by their ireful instruments. Chapter 1000. Thinks I hear them ask where Michael is, and pitiless Black Will cries, stab thee slave, 80. The peasant will detect the tragedy. The wrinkles in his foul death-threatening face gapes open wide, like graves to swallow men. Chapter 1000. Why death to him is but a merriment, and he will murder me to make him sport. He comes, ah, Master Franklin, help. Chapter 100. All on the neighbors, or we are but dead. Here enters Franklin and Arden. Franklin, what dismal outcry calls me from my rest? Arden, what hath occasioned such a fearful cry? Speak, Michael, hath any injured thee? 90. Chapter 1099. Hail, nothing, sir, but as I fell asleep upon the threshold leaning to the stairs. Chapter 1. Had a fearful dream that troubled me, and in my slumber thought I was beset with murderer thieves that came to rifle me. Chapter 1000. Why trembling joints witness my inward fear. Chapter 1. Crave your pardons for disturbing you. Arden, so great a cry for nothing I ne'er heard. What, are the doors fast locked and all things safe? Chapter 1099. Hail, I cannot tell, I think I locked the doors 100. Arden, I like not this, but I'll go see myself. Ne'er trust me, but the doors were all unlocked. This negligence not half contenteth me. Get you to bed, and if you love my favor. Chapter 50. Let me have no more such pranks as these. Chapter 100. Oh, Master Franklin, let us go to bed. Franklin, I by my faith, the air is very cold. Chapter 1099. Hail, farewell, I pray thee dream no more. Chapter 3. Couch dishonor as dishonor buds. Warnke explains couch equals spread, comparing couch grass, but there is no authority for this use. Is the word used in its surgical sense? The line would then equals cut the bud of dishonor so that it bursts into flower. The surgical sense occurs in Holland's Pliny, 1601. Chapter 3. Plenished is Warnke's reading for the quartos perished. Delius and Bullen read flourished. Chapter 3. Cf. Sorrow and grief have vanquished all my powers. 2 Henry VI. Chapter 3. For this use of sullen cf. Why are thine eyes fixed to the sullen earth? 2 Henry VI and sonnet. Scene 2. Outside Franklin's house. Here enters Will, Green, and Shakebag. Shakebag, black night hath hid the pleasures of the day, and sheeting darkness overhangs the earth, and with the black fold of her cloudy robe obscures us from the eyesight of the world. Chapter 1. In which sweet silence such as we triumph. The lazy minutes linger on their time, as loth to give due audit to the hour, till in the watch our purpose be complete, and Arden sent to everlasting night. Green, get you gone, and linger here about 10, and at some hour hence come to us again, where we will give you instance of his death. Green, speed to my wish, whose will so ere says no, and so I'll leave you for an hour or two. Will, I tell thee, Shakebag, would this thing were done. Chapter 1. Am so heavy that I can scarce go. This drowsiness in me bodes little good. Shakebag, how now, Will, become a precision. Nay, then let's go sleep, when bugs and fears shall kill our courages with their fancies work 20. Will, why, Shakebag, thou mistakes me much, and wrongs me too in telling me of fear. Were't not a serious thing we go about? Chapter 1. Tea should be slipped till I had fought with thee. To let thee know I am no coward, I. Chapter 1. Tell thee, Shakebag, thou abusest me. Shakebag, why thy speech bewrayed an inly kind of fear, and savoured of a weak relenting spirit. Go forward now, in that we have begun, and afterwards attempt me when thou darest. 30. Will, and if I do not, heaven cut me off. But let that pass, and show me to this house, where thou shalt see I'll do as much as Shakebag. Shakebag, this is the door, but soft, methinks, tea's shut. The villain Michael hath deceived us. Will, soft, let me see, Shakebag, tea's shut indeed. Knock with thy sword, perhaps the slave will hear. Shakebag, it will not be, the white-livered peasant. Chapter 1. S gone to bed and laughs us both to scorn. Will, and he shall buy his merriment as dear 40. As ever coistrel bought so little sport. Ne'er let this sword assist me when I need, but rust and canker after I have sworn. Chapter 1. Fi, the next time that I meet the hind. Chapter 50. Op not away his leg, his arm, or both. Shakebag, and let me never draw a sword again, nor prosper in the twilight, cockshut light, when I would fleece the wealthy passenger, but lie and languish in a loathsome den, hated and spit at by the goers by 50, and in that death may die unpitied. Chapter 1. Fi, the next time that I meet the slave. Chapter 100. Ut not the nose from off the coward's face, and trample on it for this villainy. Will, come, let's go seek out Green, I know he'll swear. Shakebag, he were a villain and he would not swear. 'Twould make a peasant swear among his boys, that ne'er durst say before but yea and no, to be thus flouted of a coistrel. Will, Shakebag, let's seek out Green, and in the morning 60. At the alehouse budding Arden's house. Watch the outcoming of that prick-eared cur, and then let me alone to handle him. Chapter 3. A cockshut was a large net used to catch woodcocks after sunset. Cf. Cockshut time. Richard III. Scene 3. Room in Franklin's house as before. Here enters Arden, Franklin, and Michael. Arden, Sirrah, get you back to Billingsgate, and learn what time the tide will serve our turn. Chapter 100. Ohm to us in Paul S. First go make the bed, and afterwards go hearken for the flood. Chapter 100. Ohm, Master Franklin, you shall go with me. This night I dreamt that, being in a park, a toil was pitched to overthrow the deer, and I upon a little rising hill stood whistly, watching for the herd's approach. Even there, methoughts, a gentle slumber took me 10, and summoned all my parts to sweet repose. But in the pleasure of this golden rest, an ill-thewed foster had removed the toil, and rounded me with that beguiling home, which late, methought, was pitched to cast the deer. With that he blew an evil-sounding horn, and at the noise another herdman came, with falchion drawn, and bent it at my breast. Chapter 100. Rying aloud, thou art the game we seek. With this I woke, and trembled every joint 20. Chapter 51. Key 1 obscured in a little bush, that sees a lion foraging about, and when the dreadful forest king is gone, he pries about with timorous suspect throughout the thorny casements of the brake, and will not think his person dangerless, but quakes and shivers, though the cause be gone. So, trust me, Franklin, when I did awake. Chapter 1. Stood in doubt whether I waked or no. Such great impression took this fond surprise 30. God grant this vision bedeem me any good. Franklin, this fantasy doth rise from Michael's fear, who being awaked with the noise he made, his troubled senses yet could take no rest. And this, I warrant you, procured your dream. Arden, it may be so, God frame it to the best, but oftentimes my dreams presage too true. Franklin, to such as note their nightly fantasies, someone in 20 may incur belief, but use it not, 'tis but a mockery 40. Arden, come Master Franklin, we'll now walk in Paul's, and dine together at the ordinary, and by my man's direction draw to the quay, and with the tide go down to Feversham. Say, Master Franklin, shall it not be so? Franklin, at your good pleasure, sir, I'll bear you company. Chapter 3. Rounded me brought me round. Chapter 3. Use. Warnke quotes Macbeth I, using those thoughts which should indeed have died. Chapter 3. With the tide, i.e. by boat on the Thames, Holinshed makes green and black will go to London from Gravesend apparently, at the tide. Scene 4. Aldersgate. Here enters Michael at one door. Here enters Green, Will and Shakebag at another door. Will, draw Shakebag, for here's that villain Michael. Green, first Will, let's hear what he can say. Will, speak, milksop slave, and never after speak. Chapter 1099. Hail, for God's sake, sirs, let me excuse myself. For here I swear, by heaven and earth and all. Chapter 1. Did perform the utmost of my task, and left the doors unbolted and unlocked. But see the chance, Franklin and my master were very late conferring in the porch, and Franklin left his napkin where he sat 10, with certain gold knit in it, as he said. Being in bed, he did bethink himself, and coming down, he found the doors unshut. He locked the gates and brought away the keys, for which offense my master rated me. But now I am going to see what flood it is, for with the tide my master will away, where you may front him well on Raynham Down, a place well fitting such a stratagem. Will, your excuse hath somewhat mollified my choler. Why now, Green, 'tis better now nor ere it was 21. Green, but Michael, is this true? Chapter 1099. Hail, as true as I report it to be true. Shakebag, then Michael, this shall be your penance, to feast us all at the salutation, where we will plat our purpose thoroughly. Green, and Michael, you shall bear no news of this tide, because they too may be in Raynham Down, before your master. Chapter 1099. Hail, why I'll agree to anything you'll have me, so you will accept of my company. Chapter 3. The country near Raynham seems in the 16th century to have been so open as to have entitled it to the appellation of a down. Don, the spot had a bad reputation. Chapter 3. The salutation is an inn mentioned in Bartholomew Fair. Chapter 3. Accept is probably the printer's spelling of accept. Scene 5. Arden's house at Feversham. Here enters Mosby. Chapter 1000. Osby, disturbed thoughts drives me from company, and dries my marrow with their watchfulness. Chapter 100. Ontinule trouble of my moody brain, feebles my body by excessive drink, and nips me as the bitter northeast wind. Chapter 500. Oth check the tender blossoms in the spring. Well fares the man, howe'er his cates do taste, that table's not with foul suspicion, and he but pines amongst his delicates, whose troubled mind is stuffed with discontent. 10. Chapter 1000. Why golden time was when I had no gold, though then I wanted, yet I slept secure. Chapter 1000. Why daily toil begat me night's repose. Chapter 1000. Why night's repose made daylight fresh to me. But since I climbed the top bough of the tree, and sought to build my nest among the clouds, each gentle stirry gale doth shake my bed, and makes me dread my downfall to the earth. But whither doth contemplation carry me? The way I seek to find, where pleasure dwells. 20. Chapter 1. S hedged behind me that I cannot back, but needs must on, although to danger's gate. Then, Arden, perish thou by that decree, for green doth ear the land and weed thee up, to make my harvest nothing but pure corn. And for his pains I'll hive him up a while, and after smother him to have his wax. Such bees as green must never live to sting. Then is there Michael, and the painter too. Chapter 100. Heath actors to Arden's overthrow, 30. Who when they shall see me sit in Arden's seat, they will insult upon me for my meed, or fright me by detecting of his end. Chapter 1. I'll none of that, for I can cast a bone, to make these curs pluck out each other's throat, and then am I sole ruler of mine own. Yet Mistress Arden lives, but she's myself, and Holy Church rights makes us two but one. But what for that? I may not trust you, Alice. You have supplanted Arden for my sake 40, and will extirpin me to plant another. T's fearful sleeping in a serpent's bed, and I will cleanly rid my hands of her. Here enters Alice. But here she comes, and I must flatter her. How now, Alice, what sad and passionate? Chapter 1000. Ake me partaker of thy pensiveness. Fire divided burns with lesser force. Alice, but I will damn that fire in my breast, till by the force thereof my part consume. Ah, Mosby, 50. Chapter 1000. Osby, such deep patteras like to a cannon's burst. Chapter 501. Charged against a ruinated wall, breaks my relenting heart in 1,000 pieces. Ungentle Alice, thy sorrow is my sore. Thou know'st it well, and 'tis thy policy to forge distressful looks to wound a breast, where lies a heart that dies when thou art sad. Chapter 1. T is not love that loves to anger love. Alice, it is not love that loves to murder love. Chapter 1000. Osby, how mean you that? 60. Alice, thou knowest how dearly Arden loved me. Chapter 1000. Osby, and then. Alice, and then conceal the rest, for 'tis too bad. Chapter 50. That my words be carried with the wind, and published in the world to both our shames. Chapter 1. Pray thee, Mosby, let our springtime wither. Our harvest else will yield but loathsome weeds. Forget, I pray thee, what hath passed betwixt us, for how I blush and tremble at the thoughts. Chapter 1000. Osby, what are you changed? 70. Alice, I to my former happy life again. From title of an odious strumpet's name, to honest Arden's wife, not Arden's honest wife. Ha, Mosby, 'tis thou has rifled me of that, and made me slanderous to all my kin. Even in my forehead is thy name engraven, a mean artificer, that low-born name. Chapter 1. Was bewitched, woe worth the hapless hour, and all the causes that enchanted me. Chapter 1000. Osby, nay, if you ban, let me breathe curses forth 80, and if you stand so nicely at your fame. Chapter 50. Let me repent the credit I have lost. Chapter 1. Have neglected matters of import, that would have stated me above thy state, forslowed advantages, and spurned at time. I, fortune's right hand Mosby hath forsook, to take a wanton giglot by the left. Chapter 1. Left the marriage of an honest maid, whose dowry would have weighed down all thy wealth, whose beauty and demeanor far exceeded thee. 90. This certain good I lost for changing bad, and wrapped my credit in thy company. Chapter 1. Was bewitched, that is no theme of thine, and thou unhallowed has enchanted me. But I will break thy spells and exorcisms, and put another sight upon these eyes. That showed my heart a raven for a dove. Thou art not fair, I viewed thee not till now. Thou art not kind, till now I knew thee not. And now the rain hath beaten off thy gilt 100. Thy worthless copper shows thee counterfeit. Chapter 1. T grieves me not to see how foul thou art, but mads me that ever I thought thee fair. Go, get thee gone, a cope's mate for thy hinds. Chapter 1. I'm too good to be thy favourite. Alice, I now I see, and too soon find it true, which often hath been told me by my friends, that Mosby loves me not but for my wealth, which too incredulous I ne'er believed. Nay, hear me speak, Mosby, a word or two. 110. Chapter 1. I'll bite my tongue if it speak bitterly. Chapter 50. Ook on me, Mosby, or I'll kill myself. Nothing shall hide me from thy stormy look. Chapter 1. If thou cry war, there is no peace for me. Chapter 1. Will do penance for offending thee. And burn this prayer book, where I hear use the holy word that had converted me. See, Mosby, I will tear away the leaves. And all the leaves, and in this golden cover shall thy sweet phrases and thy letters dwell, 120. And thereon will I chiefly meditate, and hold no other sect but such devotion. Wilt thou not look, is all thy love o'erwhelmed? Wilt thou not hear, what malice stops thine ears? Why speakst thou not, what silence ties thy tongue? Thou hast been sighted as the eagle is, and heard as quickly as the fearful hare, and spoke as smoothly as an orator, when I have bid thee hear or see or speak. And art thou sensible in none of these, 130? Weigh all thy good turns with this little fault, and I deserve not Mosby's muddy looks. Offense of trouble is not thickened still. Be clear again, I'll ne'er more trouble thee. Chapter 1000. Osby, oh no, I am a base artificer. Chapter 1000. Why wings are feathered for a lowly flight. Chapter 1000. Osby, fie, no, not for £1,000. Chapter 1000. Ache love to you, why, 'tis unpardonable. We beggars must not breathe where gentles are. Alice, sweet Mosby is as gentle as a king 140. And I too blind to judge him otherwise. Flowers do sometimes spring in fallow lands. Weeds in gardens, roses grow on thorns. So, what's where my Mosby's father was? Himself is valued gentle by his worth. Chapter 1000. Osby, ah, how you women can insinuate and clear a trespass with your sweet-set tongue. Chapter 1. Will forget this quarrel, gentle Alice, provided I'll be tempted so no more. Here enters Bradshaw. Alice, then with thy lips seal up this new-made match. Chapter 1000. Osby, soft, Alice, here comes somebody 151. Alice, how now, Bradshaw, what's the news with you? Bradshaw, I have little news, but here's a letter that Master Green importuned me to give you. Alice, go in, Bradshaw, call for a cup of beer. 'Tis almost supper time, thou shalt stay with us. Then she reads the letter. We have missed of our purpose at London, but shall perform it by the way. We thank our neighbor. Bradshaw, yours, Richard Green. How likes my love the tenor of this letter? 160. Chapter 1000. Osby, well, were his date completed and expired. Alice, ah, would it were, then comes my happy hour. Till then, my bliss is mixed with bitter gall. Chapter 100. Ohm, let us in to shun suspicion. Chapter 1000. Osby, I to the gates of death to follow thee. Chapter 3. Drink, perhaps we ought to read think. Chapter 3. Sturry, this is meant by the starry of the quartos. Chapter 3. Hive, Delius's correction of heave, A, B, C. Chapter 3. Deep pateras, Delius conjectures deep-fed airs, but Mr. Gollanks has probably solved the crux of the play by his suggestion. Patera, I take to be some special form of pedar, i.e. petard, probably used in the metaphorical sense of passionate outburst. Lamb specimens, the use may be quite literal, for the form cf. Powell's Tom of All Trades, p. 163, an engineer for making of patters. Chapter 3, quoted by Bullen as of genuine Shakespearean flavor. He adds III, minus 130. Chapter 3, Mr. Bullen puts a comma at use. Chapter 3, thy, several editors read my, but the sense is the good turns I have done you. Chapter 3, Warnke explains the quarrel has not yet thickened to so impenetrable offense as to separate us forever. Perhaps we should read, is not thick-set ill. Chapter 3, An inconsistency, cf. II, Holinshed quotes from the letter, we have got a man for our purpose, we may thank my brother Bradshaw. The Wardmote book says nothing of Bradshaw's innocence. Scene 6. Chapter 100. Ountry near Rochester. Here enters Green, Will, and Shakebag. Shakebag, come, Will, see thy tools be in a readiness. Chapter 1. Is not thy powder dank, or will thy flint strike fire? Will, then ask me if my nose be on my face, or whether my tongue be frozen in my mouth. Zounds, here's a coil. You were best swear me on the interrogatories, how many pistols I have took in hand, or whether I love the smell of gunpowder, or dare abide the noise the dag will make, or will not wink at flashing of the fire 10. Chapter 1. Pray thee, Shakebag, let this answer thee, that I have took more purses in this down than ere thou handledst pistols in thy life. Shakebag, I haply thou hast picked more in a throng, but should I brag what booties I have took? Chapter 1. Think the overplus that's more than thine would mount to a greater sum of money than either thou or all thy kin are worth. Zounds, I hate them as I hate a toad, that carry a muscato in their tongue 20, and scarce a hurting weapon in their hand. Will, O Green, intolerable. Chapter 1. Tea is not for mine honor to bear this. Why, Shakebag, I did serve the king at Boulogne, and thou canst brag of nothing that thou hast done. Shakebag, why so can Jack of Feversham? That sounded for a fillip on the nose, when he that gave it him hollowed in his ear, and he supposed a cannon bullet hit him. Then they fight. Green, I pray you, sirs, list to Aesop's talk 30. Whilst two stout dogs were striving for a bone, there comes a cur, and stole it from them both. So, while you stand striving on these terms of manhood, Arden escapes us, and deceives us all. Shakebag, why he begun. Will, and thou shalt find I'll end. Chapter 1. Do but slip it until better time. But if I do forget. Green, well, take your fittest standings, and once more. Chapter 10, 49. Well your twigs to catch this wary bird. Chapter 1. I'll leave you, and at your dags discharge 40. Chapter 1000. Ache towards like the longing water dog, that coucheth till the fowling piece be off, then seizeth on the prey with eager mood. Ah, might I see him stretching forth his limbs, as I have seen them beat their wings ere now. Shakebag, why that thou shalt see if he come this way. Green, yes, that he doth, Shakebag, I warrant thee. But brawl not when I am gone in any case. But, sirs, be sure to speed him when he comes. And in that hope, I'll leave you for an hour 50. Here enters Arden, Franklin, and Michael. Chapter 1099. Hail, 'twere best that I went back to Rochester. The horse halts downright, it were not good. He travelled in such pain to Feversham. Removing of a shoe may haply help it. Arden, well, get you back to Rochester, but Sirrah, see. Ye o'ertake us ere we come to Rainham down, for tea will be very late ere we get home. Chapter 1099. Hail, aye, God he knows, and so doth Will and Shakebag, that thou shalt never go further than that down. And therefore have I pricked the horse on purpose, because I would not view the massacre. 61. Arden, come, Master Franklin, onwards with your tale. Franklin, I do assure you, sir, you task me much. A heavy blood is gathered at my heart, and on the sudden is my wind so short, as hindereth the passage of my speech. So fierce a qualm yet ne'er assailed me. Arden, come, Master Franklin, let us go on softly. The annoyance of the dust, or else some meat you ate at dinner, cannot brook with you 70. Chapter 1. Have been often so, and soon amended. Franklin, do you remember where my tale did leave? Arden, aye, where the gentleman did check his wife. Franklin, she being reprehended for the fact. Witness produced that took her with the deed. Her glove brought in which there she left behind. And many other assured arguments. Her husband asked her whether it were not so. Arden, her answer then, I wonder how she looked. having forsworn it with such vehement oaths 80. And at the instant, so approved upon her. Franklin, first did she cast her eyes down to the earth, watching the drops that fell amming from thence. Then softly draws she forth her handkercher, and modestly she wipes her tear-stained face. Them hemmed she out, to clear her voice should seem, and with a majesty addressed herself, to encounter all their accusations. Pardon me, Master Arden, I can no more. This fighting at my heart makes short my wind 90. Arden, come, we are almost now at Rainham down. Your pretty tale beguiles the weary way. Chapter 1. Would you were in state to tell it out. Shakebag, stand close, Will, I hear them coming. Here enters Lord Cheney with his men. Will, stand to it, Shakebag, and be resolute. Chapter 50. Cheney, is it so near night as it seems? Or will this black-faced evening have a shower? What, Master Arden, you are well met. Chapter 1. Have longed this fortnight's day to speak with you. You are a stranger, man, in the Isle of Sheppey, 100. Arden, your honours always, bound to do you service. Chapter 50. Cheney, come you from London, and ne'er a man with you. Arden, my man's coming after, but here's. Chapter 1000. Why, honest friend that came along with me. Chapter 50. Cheney, my Lord Protector's man I take you to be. Franklin, I, my good lord, and highly bound to you. Chapter 50. Cheney, you and your friend come home and sup with me.